Hello and good afternoon. I just wanted to make a little room tour video. This is a video that I've been wanting to make for a while, and honestly I have tried filming it quite a few times, but every time I've tried filming it, it was unplanned and not really intentional. I just started picking up the camera and filming, so it would always end up in a very chaotic and unorganized video. So I thought I would actually spend more time trying to make this video, be more thorough and organized in the way I present my whole room. So yeah, let's do a room tour. Also, I do live with my cat, in case you're wondering why all her stuff is in my room. That's because I live in my mom's house and the rest of the house isn't really the safest space for her to be walking around in unsupervised all the time. So we're roomies and it's a healthy roomie relationship. Alright, starting off in my desk area. So the desk itself, this desk, is actually I think the only piece of furniture in here that I got new. I have been raised as a thrift shop child, so pretty much like 90% of my things, except for my craft supplies maybe, are secondhand, either from a thrift store, a garage sale, a swap meet, you name it. I used to have like those giant drawing desks from Michael's that, you know, the ones that you can angle upwards to draw more easily on. That desk I got in high school when I was really into drawing and painting, and then I eventually realized that I didn't like drawing and painting at all, and so the desk was kind of just taking up a lot of space in my very small room, and I had wanted a smaller desk, especially one that was like less wide, one that wouldn't stick out from the wall as much. And then one day me and my mom were in Home Goods and I saw this desk and I really liked it for some reason, although I don't really care for it as much now. So this desk was new, but pretty much all the other furniture in my room is secondhand. Then on top of my desk we have these 4 cups that hold a bunch of like writing utensils. We have this one filled with pencils and highlighters and colorful pens. I honestly don't use anything in here, I just mostly use it as a tripod. Like if I fidget around with the pencils enough, it has a good range of angles where I can point my phone downwards or upwards and use it as a little tripod, so that's what I use this one for. This one has some colored pencils. I also usually keep scissors in here, but ever since I recently got this hook thing for my wall, I've been putting my scissors up there instead. Then this one is filled with dark black and blue pens, like Sharpies and markers and just like regular ballpoint pens. This is probably the one I use the most just because I'm constantly grabbing pens out of this to journal with, to write with, to sketch stuff out with, and I guess I sometimes keep my scissors in this one as well. And then the 4th cup is filled with paintbrushes. Again, I don't really paint anymore these days, but it also has my cat's fur brush on it, which I know looks disgusting. I love to collect her fur, not in like a weird like I'm trying to harvest her fur kind of thing. Why would I even clarify that? That makes me sound like I am trying to harvest her fur. I promise I don't overbrush her. I just like to keep her fur on the brush until there's enough of a big clump so I can like pull it all out and collect it into a big ball of fur and then add it to the rest of the fur of hers that I've been collecting. On my wall, there's not a lot of art yet, although I am trying to build it up, but we have this beautiful frog watercolor. I love this painting so much. This is probably one of the favorite pieces of art that I own. I got it at a thrift store for either like $5 or maybe $10. I feel like this frog painting is so me. So it's my birthday this weekend, and I'm actually going to Build-A-Bear to get the frog that every girl on Pinterest seems to have that I want so bad. I don't know, like I'm not super into frogs, but I guess maybe because they're green and they like, you know, typically live in really cute little cottagecore looking foresty, marshy areas. Maybe that's why I feel a connection to frogs, but we have this frog on my wall. We also have this frog pillow that I also got at a thrift store that I love so much. Then there's a little tiny fairy print that I just recently got like last week from a crafting thrift shop here in San Diego. And then this hook thing I got recently too from Santa Barbara. Then we have this needlepoint thing behind me that I got from a crafts market in San Diego. I really love texture everywhere. I love texture in my home decor, in my clothes. I also bought this when I was in school, when I was really struggling in school, so I love that it says we can do hard things because I really needed to hear that then. Although I do wish it said I can do hard things. Like, we can do it, sure. Can I do hard things? I don't know. And then there's the drawer of this desk, which honestly is just filled with junk and office supplies. There's nothing really important in here to show, but it is really helpful to have a desk with storage space, even something as small as this one tiny drawer. But oh my god, if you don't have a drawer in your desk and you have to store all this stuff somewhere else, like in a box or a bin somewhere else, it's just a hassle and it's really annoying. So I love having this drawer here. And lastly, in this corner, we have my fan, which has been on pretty much 24/7 except for right now because I'm filming a video. Then we have one of my 2 plants. I'm not really great at taking care of plants, so I just have 2 pothos plants, which are very easy to take care of. We have my Talenti jar filled with used wrappers of fruit snacks as well as new fruit snacks because I was avidly eating fruit snacks while I was in school. And then just a couple of candles and a little frame with a poem that I wrote in it. And over here is my bed, which has these 3 giant drawers underneath that I honestly could not live without. 2 out of the 3 drawers are full to the brim of more of my craft supplies and other shit. And then this one's filled with my shoes, which is still full, but it's not like packed. And guess how much this bed was? It was $0 from Craigslist. So in this drawer on the right, we have a lot of craft supplies. So maybe 3.5 in total over here. You don't really need to know what's inside of them or how I organize them, but to be honest, the biggest factor in my method of organization is just my memory. So in other words, to someone else, this will probably be very unorganized, but because I know myself, I know where I put things, how I categorize things, it's pretty easy for me to still find everything. In drawer number 2 is just my shoes. I don't think I have that many shoes, but looking at them, I mean, it's a decent amount. I'm not really like a shoe person or anything. I stick to my same 2 to 4 pairs of shoes. And honestly, most of it is the 2 pairs, which are my Birkenstocks. My Birkenstock Bostons and my Birkenstock Milanos, which I call my dad sandals because, I don't know, I just feel like someone's dad would wear these. And then also the other 2 are just the 2 pairs of shoes that I always wear to the gym. And lastly, in this drawer, this is kind of just miscellaneous craft supplies, junk. I have my memory boxes, you know, when you just like store all your memorabilia in a box. That's where this is. My extra bags, a bag full of polyfill for my stuffed key lime pie and my stuffed donut that I made for my partner. And hopefully in the future, when I eventually make a stuffed animal, because I really want to try and sew a stuffed animal, but until then, it'll stay in this drawer, which probably gets touched and rummaged through the least out of any other area in my room. This is my cat's favorite place to sleep. I always leave the green blanket out for her and kind of try to like shape it into a cat bed because that's where she likes to lounge. And then I just have 2 more pieces of art on my wall. There's a cross-stitch bird frame thing, which I love so much. Again, I'm really into textural pieces of art. And then just a mirror that I got at the same thrift store where I got that one. That mirror was $10 for so long. I kept going back and every time it was $10. And then finally it was on sale for 50% off, so I had to buy it because I had been wanting it for so long, but I couldn't justify spending $10 on a mirror that was this big. But now I have it. honestly too much going on my walls, so I won't get like super into every single piece. Maybe eventually I'll do a wall art tour, but for now I'll keep it kind of brief. So on this side we have a heart garland. Those 3 paintings I painted myself. This is a book full of embroidered photos that I made for school, and I also have a flip through of this book on my YouTube channel that I'll link below in case you want to look at what's inside. I made this little felt Pop-Tart, which is also in a recent video that I made. This mirror is from Goodwill. I made this, and I made that, but like I just cut out the Cheez-Its thing from a Cheez-Its box and then I embroidered it onto a piece of paper. This is a poster that I got at a local arts and craft shop. I know you can get those types of posters really easily, like they sell them at a bunch of gift shops. I don't know if that's just where I'm from, but you can find those easily. And if you ever buy one of those posters for $12, you are getting ripped off. Because honestly, maybe I'm getting ripped off. Those should be at most $6. And most of the time they are about $5 or $6. So if you're paying double that, you're getting ripped off. Alright, we're on to the bookshelf. Probably my most used, most visited piece of furniture in my room. Guess how much it was? $5 from OfferUp, I think. So on the very top of the bookshelf is where I keep Frankie's kibble, as well as just some pieces of art and my red cowboy boots that I put up there for decoration, just to kind of lead your eye upwards, because I feel like otherwise I don't really have shelves or a lot of paintings that are high up, so we need something to balance the top half of this room with everything that's on the ground. On this shelf is all my paints and other liquidy supplies like glue and Mod Podge and block printing ink and all that. I honestly don't really remember what's in this craft box, but it's not important because I don't use this craft box often. We have some jewelry supplies up here, as well as some more jewelry supplies towards the bottom. And then the second shelf I recently redecorated because I wanted it to be less of like a storage looking shelf and more just like a visual display of my things. Here's my second plant. It's another pothos, and I'm pretty sure its name is potato, like potato, but pothos combined with potato. We have a pretzel jelly cat. I used to be really into jelly cat stuffed animals, but I've moved on and I'm really into Pom Pal stuffed animals. They're so cute. This is an award that my cat won from like this, it's called the Academy Awards, like the Academy Awards, but for cats. It was hosted by the San Diego Public Library, and she won an award for the best horror film. Frankie? There's my stuffed key lime pie. I keep a couple of my perfumes on this shelf. There's this red heart envelope crochet cover that I made for my Nintendo DS. There was a point where I was really getting back into Mario Kart on like a Wii console, so I wanted something more handheld. So I bought another Nintendo DS because I used to have one as a kid, but I eventually gave that one away. Down here is just a lot more craft supplies. This bin is filled with yarn. This one's not crafting, but I think it's filled with cosmetics that I don't really use anymore, especially lip stuff. During COVID, I kind of stopped using lip stuff because nobody was gonna see me and I didn't want to wear it under my mask and then get it everywhere and look like a clown. There's my DSLR camera. This little wooden thing is where I keep all my earrings, even though I don't really wear any other earrings besides my gold hoops anymore. Then there's more craft supplies, mostly jewelry supplies, and also in here there's a lot of like stamp making supplies. Then on the bottom is just a lot of paper related things, so the photo paper that I would have to bring to school to print my photos on. There's painting paper such as watercolor paper, canvas, paint paper, and stuff like that. But I honestly don't really touch anything down there that frequently nowadays. And that concludes my room tour. That was a lot harder to make than I thought it would be. I think talking for that long is actually really hard for me. I don't really talk out loud for that long at all anymore, except to my partner when I'm telling him about my day. I hope you enjoyed this room tour and looking at all aspects of my room. please let me know what you think. I would love to know your thoughts. If there's anything you like or things you have questions on, or if there's anything you want to see more in depth, let me know. I think I'm going to go downstairs and eat an ice cream sandwich or have a really cold glass of water because it's so hot. So thank you so much once again for watching, and I will see you next time. Bye!